for more details.
Well, it's Saturday at 9 and we are ready to go on air. We've got Scott and Jake and Jim and Lloyd who are all accounted for. The cheap seats theme is over now, but one guy still has yet to be there. Tell me, where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? He might be teeing up on the back nine or giving a perm to his dog Archie. Maybe sitting in air conditioning watching his dad landscape his yard. Well, he might have lost his keys because he's old and has no memory. Tell me,
where in the world is
Joseph Patrick Ryan? He might be importing exotic water for his pool. It comes from a body who's from Benito. Well, it's time to start the show and Joe is on the go to nowhere. He might show at 9:15 and think that he is right on time. Maybe he's busy getting guests wrong. I guess we'll have to wonder where in the world is Joseph Patrick Ryan? I wonder
where in the world is
Joseph Patrick Ryan? Joe!
Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM. You can watch us on the go. Download the Mixler app, or you can watch our live stream on YouTube. Scott Kirby with you this morning, and no Joseph Patrick Ryan. I don't know if you guys know Joe, but I know you do. No Joe today, and if you guys can guess where he's at, you'll win a dozen donuts. Do you know where he's at? Well, you could have just made something up because we don't either. But no Joe today. Huh?
He's not on the show.
Not on the show. But we do have Coach Richmond. Good morning.
Good morning.
I know you're not much of a morning person.
I'm not.
But thanks for coming out today. I got a couple seniors with you. Introduce your seniors there.
This is Ryan Stolzenberg and Jasmine Robbins. And then we have two other seniors who couldn't be with us today. Reese McEwen's running a track meet, and Tori Schilling had plans to prom dress shop today. So
prom dress shop. Was there a prom last year?
Yeah.
Was there?
Yeah.
Just the social distant one.
Yeah.
Now we're back to normal where everything's off.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So a couple seniors at restrictions, Lloyd. A couple of seniors here. You guys had a very successful year. Very fun to watch. I know you guys would have liked to go a little further, especially as being seniors. But what kind of role did you guys kind of take this season? As far you had a lot of younger classmen, and did you guys kind of take that leadership role? And
Yeah, I just think always being with them and supporting them through everything, even if we're not playing right then and there. Just being on the bench and cheering them on is important.
Yep. And you?
I was just everybody's friend. I just talked to everybody. I was supportive of everybody, and yeah, it was a real fun team.
Yeah, made it to the sectional championship and lost to Muhammad. And the boys lost to Muhammad the same night.
Same night.
So Muhammad with the sweep. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Still leaves a bad taste in your mouth,
It does.
right? I mean,
it does.
You saw them a couple times before in the year.
We did.
How did you guys match up with them in the previous games?
About the same.
About the same.
You know, we 9 points, 11 points, you know, differences in games, but I don't think that we are a worse team than them. I think that it's a bad matchup for us.
Okay.
You know, I think pound for pound, we're probably, on paper, maybe the better team. Mm-hmm. But when you get us on the floor in the matchup and, you know, we just have the bigs to compete with them.
Right.
We had small players who played real big. They're a really, really good team. You can't take that away from them. At every position, they're very, very talented, very fundamentally sound. They play hard. They play mean. I have a lot of really nice kids on my team.
Well, we know that. too friendly.
Yes, but you know what? I'm really proud of them. They did the very best they could in that game. That's all any coach can ever ask for, is play hard and do your best. And you know, the outcome, of course, wasn't what we wanted that night, but you know, we didn't walk in there thinking, oh, we're going to lose this game. Right. We're not even going to try. You know, they did everything they could that night, and that's all you can ever ask for as a coach.
Right, and you talk about matchups, and you know, on paper, it's a little different. You know, we have guards, they're small,
right,
and then you go up against a physical team,
right, and
rebounding's a big part of the game.
Absolutely.
And not that our girls didn't try, but sometimes it's just physically impossible, and you know, it's just the way it works out.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it
just wasn't meant to be this year for some reason.
Yeah, well,
but you know, we got the regional championship, and that was a big goal for me. Was especially for my seniors, for them to get a regional title to their name, and you know, that was that number one goal. You know, you want to take it game by game, but I wanted to make sure that they had a plaque on the wall, and they got it.
And they
earned
plaque.
that.
Right. Did you guys continue to watch how Muhammad progressed, and even the state tournament for the girls? Do you keep interested in that, or when it was done, it was like, I don't want to see any more of it?
I mean, like,
tough question.
Yeah, we watched some of the games, and we went to the state tournament and watched. So there's good competition there, a little bit.
Yeah. Now you guys are seniors. Obviously, you're done, but those younger classmen probably still have that fire and that taste in their mouth where they want to be there next year.
Yeah.
You know. So unfortunately, you guys you're done with your basketball career or at Lincoln High School. But you guys have any aspirations or plans to play on the next level?
No, I think I'm just going to focus on school for right now.
All right. And do you know where you're going to school?
Yeah, I'm going to SIUE in Edwardsville.
Okay. How about you?
I have no idea where I'm going yet.
Well, you know you're graduating here in a couple months, right?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, where do you want to go?
I want to go to Mizzou.
Mizzou?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good school.
Yeah.
Not really, but I mean, Illinois is better. If you want to go to Mizzou, go to Mizzou. No, I hear that's a good campus down there. I know we've had other kids from Lincoln go there as well. So, you know what you want to major in?
Math.
Math?
Yeah.
Something to do with business.
Okay. Well, that's a good choice. Yeah. Let's talk about the other two seniors that aren't here. Just tell us a little bit about them.
Reese, you know, she was our kid in the middle, and she's, 5'8" maybe. She plays really big. She's tough. She's kind of call her like a junkyard dog. You know, she won the Hustle Award. She's just she's a go-getter. She did a really good job on the boards. But even more than that, she's just a really nice kid, real sweet. Right. She has a beautiful voice. If you made it out to any of our games, you would have heard her singing the national anthem. Absolutely beautiful voice. Really nice kid. And then Tori Schilling, she was my manager. Although Ryan claims that she was her manager, so there's a little bit of a
little personal attendant.
Yeah. But you know, Tori, she's a great kid. She did everything I asked. She kept me on my toes, made sure I was getting stuff done that needed to be done, and kept me laughing along the way. She's got a real good personality, really quick-witted, and always got the perfect one-liner. So she keeps you laughing.
So it sounds like you had a whole, vignette of characters.
Yeah.
On this team, you got your nice ones and so it had to keep it pretty interesting this year.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. It was a really great team. it's not always you get a full team that really meshes well together and gets along with each other and supports one another. And this team did all those things. You know, they celebrated together and they picked each other up when things didn't go our way, and not necessarily like on a basketball floor, but you know, these girls are living life, and it's hard to be a high school student.
Yeah.
And they supported one another. They had each other's backs. You know, from the youngest kid on the team to the oldest, and that's one of the reasons they were as successful as they were.
Now, you guys, obviously, with the limitations over the past couple years, last summer was probably, I know we've talked to Coach Al about it, limited in what you could do. And so that's a big deal. I know the other teams were too, but as far as, you know, what you do as a program, you guys weren't able to do some of those things the past year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you think that affected maybe a little bit of maybe some, you know, fundamentals or your development as a basketball player? Do you feel shortchanged?
I feel like last year we got a lot of games in and not enough practice time,
Right.
which could have affected things. And even this year we went through like a short period of having COVID, so that was hard too.
Now, being a senior, did those 4 years fly by?
Yeah, I feel like I was just a freshman yesterday.
Yeah, and you talk about, you know, nobody likes to practice, but it's a necessity. Like you said, last year you had a whole bunch of games, and, you know, practices are to work on what you need to work on, and, you know, you probably didn't have that opportunity as much last year. So you seem like they just kind of pushed you through the season just to say you had a season.
Yeah.
Which it's nice. You have to be very pleased that you did, but, you know, it had to feel a little rushed, I guess. But so being seniors now, do you guys play any other sports?
No.
Yeah, I play volleyball and softball.
Okay.
So I'm busy all the time.
Busy all the time. Is volleyball season now?
No, softball's right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any games coming up? I know there's snow on the ground, but
Yeah, we have a game next Tuesday, first one. So
gonna get it in? Get out there
hopefully.
and shovel some snow, and
Hope so.
Yeah.
Hope the weather's nice.
I think it's supposed to turn nice tomorrow. So I know it's like 10 degrees out right now, but
Yeah, I think it's
good-
supposed to be like in the 50s tomorrow.
50s, and then I think towards the end of the week 70s. So that's good softball weather.
Yeah,
Yeah. You guys have your prom dress all bought?
kind of. It's ordered.
It's ordered. Yeah. What was your favorite moment during this basketball season, as far as maybe a favorite game or maybe a favorite moment on the bus? Or
Like, I really enjoyed the whole season, but probably winning the Pana tournament, that was fun. That was like kind of a realization, like we can be good this year. Like, we're number one. So
yeah, and you guys were good.
yeah.
Just fell a little short. How about you?
I liked when we played Mattoon at home and we beat them. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was a really big accomplishment for our team, because last time we played them, we lost by a lot.
Who would your biggest rival be, would you think? I mean, you guys been in the Apollo Conference your entire high school career, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's your rival?
I'd say between Mattoon and Muhammad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think it was Mattoon, but now I think it's more Muhammad.
Muhammad, just
Yeah.
because, yeah. Probably agree. And, you know, we got one more year in the Apollo, is that correct?
One more.
Then back to the Central State 8.
Yep.
So, how overall, I know it's a good conference. Overall, do you have any comparisons between the two as far as maybe skill level or play?
I think that the teams in the Apollo, at least on the girls' side, man, they're good. We had us, Mattoon, Muhammad. There were 3 regional championships, you know, within the Apollo Conference for girls basketball, and even the teams that maybe didn't win their regional, they all competed with us every game. And then the CS8, they've got stacked teams too that are really, really good, really talented. I would say that throughout the entire Apollo, they're really fundamentally sound, and we tend to struggle a little bit more with extremely fundamentally sound teams. And that's something the Apollo is really good at. The Central State 8, they also give that. They also have a lot of athleticism, a lot of quickness. They play really hard, and it's a different style of basketball in the Central State 8. But both conferences are excellent, girls basketball conferences. So I think either way, we're getting good competition. And I mean, our regional was won by, or our sectional was won by an Apollo school.
Right.
And there were 2 Central State 8 schools in that sectional. So if that tells you anything, and there were 2 Apollo schools playing in the sectional championship. Both of the Central State 8 schools were, beaten by us, and not take anything away from them because they're both excellent teams. But I think that shows you the skill level and how good the Apollo Conference really is in girls basketball.
Right. I was going to ask us earlier, how did Mahomet fare in the super sectional?
They were down a lot in the first half to Civic Memorial, and then they fought back. I think they ended up losing by 4.
Okay.
4 or 5. But they were down, I don't know, when I looked at the halftime score, it was like 28-13.
Wow.
But they battled back. They made it a game second half.
Okay. Lloyd, you got questions?
Sure. Haven't talked about it yet, but of course you got a first team All-Stater in Chloe Froby, AP, and Illinois Basketball Coaches Association went down with a serious injury sort of midway through the year. Can you tell us a little bit about how that affected the rest of the team as far as changing positions, doing things that they weren't doing before, and maybe how that overall made you a stronger team?
I mean, I never want to see a player get hurt, especially one of my own, but any player for that matter. So watching her go down, that was really hard. But, she battled back and she got back on the floor. But I think as far as the rest of the team goes, they stepped up to the challenge. They stepped up to the plate. This team is a team of winners, and they're fighters. They've got a fire in them. And they did what needed to be done to win ball games. And, some of them had to fill in different roles, and they did it almost to perfection. I think that in the end, anytime you have a team that goes through different kind of, challenges, it makes you better at the end overall, no matter what. So they became better basketball players. They became tougher. They learned how to play a different position. They learned the offense a little bit better because they had to play a different role. But I mean, they did really good. Really, really proud of my team for how they stepped up and started getting confidence that really helped us forge through the rest of the season. And, we got to give Chloe credit. She might have been not playing, but what a great assistant coach for me. She's very knowledgeable of the game, and, she was in it. She was supporting her teammates. She'd, pull, Becca or whoever over to the side, like, hey, like, this is what I'm seeing. You've got to be doing this. And that made us a better team, too, because, she really pulled into that leadership role of not just leading by example, but also leading by communicating with the girls. And I think it made us better. I don't ever want to have to go through it again. So I think we're good. So all my kids could stay healthy for the rest of time. That'd make me a real happy coach.
And let's see, you had your banquet 2 nights ago?
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, so any postseason awards or individual awards?
A lot of postseason awards.
Any you can share, or are you afraid you'll leave someone out?
Okay, so most improved was Taryn Stolzenberg. And then the defensive award was Jenna Bowman. Mm-hmm. The offensive award was Becca Heitzig. Most valuable was Chloe Froby. And then the leadership award was Ryan Stolzenberg. Coach's award went to Tori Schilling. Mm-hmm. Hustle award went to Reese McEwen. And the Rail Splitter award went to Jasmine Robbins. I think that was all of them. If I missed anybody, I'm really sorry.
I meant to text you and ask you about that before you got here. So.
No, you didn't. We like putting people on the spot.
I think I got it, though. I really do. If not, well, I'm only human.
Scott, back to you.
Oh, well, thank you. What are your future plans for like the off season? I know you can get right back into it and do some things that you haven't been able to do, like we discussed earlier. But where do you go from here as far as next year?
We're gonna play a lot of games this summer. We'll get to do some tournaments, which we haven't gotten to do. So we'll do, a few different tournaments at the colleges surrounding here, and then Coach Al and I have been back and forth. We hosted a female summer league last year, so we may do that again. We're, kind of discussing that right now, and if not, there are a couple other summer leagues around this area where we'll head up to and go do that. And then just fundamental stuff, getting in the gym, getting them shooting on the gun, and I think that's one thing that we need to get stronger at is catching and shooting right away and being confident in it. So that's going to be one of the big goals for this summer is getting that three-point shot, feeling confident in it, because the girls can hit it. That's not the problem. The problem is the confidence level of taking enough practice shots that you're ready to step up in a game and do it. And
then how do you teach or coach just the meanness that we need to get, the physicality? You can't coach that.
I don't know.
You're either born with it
I think that, I think they've got it in them, and I see it sometimes. They're winners, and so that is like that first step to being mean. They're just really sweet kids.
You hard to say. You hate to say they need to get mean because
I think they will. I think that last game really is probably, it probably keeps some of them up at night still. Yeah. So I think that they're going to come out next year and be a little bit meaner, and I think that the future is really bright.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies, 2 months left of school?
Yeah, close to it.
You guys excited, nervous, a little bit of both?
All of it, yeah.
Well, you got softball, and finish out the school year, have some fun, enjoy it, because 4 years went fast. 4 years of college probably go even faster, and then before you know it, you're in the workforce making a living. That's not so much fun. Right, Jim?
Right.
Jim don't know what work is. He just twists knobs all day. Well, thanks for taking some time. Thanks for rolling out of bed. I know it's 10 degrees out Saturday morning. Probably wanted to sleep in, but we appreciate your time, and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. We're going to take a commercial break. We come back. We're going to have Greg Murphy, the Philadelphia Phillies broadcaster. He's going to call in and tell us about the lockout that has just ended and when we can expect all these signings to take place. So stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM.
Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln has outrageous deals going on now that will allow you to transform every room in your home with top quality furniture like Ashley brand and the full line of Bemco mattresses. Whether it's outfitting your living room, family room, dining room, or breakfast nook, Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln will save you more than the big box store and will leave you money to select the best Bemco mattresses, which are also on sale in all sizes now at Jake's. And you'll also love the full line of gorgeous bedroom outfits, which just arrived and are priced to sell in many styles: contemporary, modern, classic, and traditional, just to name a few. For more details and to ask about free financing, stop by the Jake's Furnishing showroom located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Check out their all-new website at jakesfurnishings.com, phone 735-1212, and become a fan on Facebook. Jake's Furnishings. Make it your own.
This is attorney Jim Grimaldi. Have you been arrested for DUI? A DUI is a serious offense with potentially severe consequences, which may include jail time, high fines, lengthy periods of probation, even suspension or revocation of your driver's license. The laws regarding DUI are very complex and continually changing every day. You need an attorney with knowledge and experience in handling DUI cases, whether or not this is your first offense. I have vast experience in the area of DUI law. As a former chief DUI prosecutor for Sangamon County, I prosecuted thousands of DUIs and was exposed to every possible defense strategy. Call me and let me put my experience to work for you.
Call Grimaldi Law Office now at 217-651-8089. That's 217-651-8089, or visit GrimaldiLawOffice.com.
Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now. Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau, Grau Chevrolet Buick. If you're in the market for a new used car or truck and don't see what you're looking for, please give us a call. We'll gladly let you know what we have coming in, and we'll search for the perfect vehicle for you. Incentives and rebates are changing all the time, and now is a great time to purchase a new or used car or truck. Call us at Grau Chevrolet Buick at 217-735-4444. Visit us on the internet at www.growinc.com, or stop by and see us the old-fashioned way at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln.
Join the Growl family. It's Growl right now.
Spring is in the air, and there's no better time than now to get into Four Corners Lube in Lincoln and experience the full line of Husqvarna and Grasshopper lawn machines, products, and accessories. While you're at Four Corners Lube, check out the zero-turn mowers along with battery tools, trimmers, and much more for all of your landscaping needs. With special pricing and incentives happening now, you don't want to wait. Four Corners Lube is also your home for the professional in and out oil change every Monday through Saturday, where you don't need an appointment. For more information about the great deals on everything Husqvarna and the Grasshopper, stop by Four Corners Lube at 1101 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln and phone 735-2761.
Joe Ryan here again. Are you flirting with time on your life insurance needs? Do you really think that you will be in better health a few years from now than you are today? Life insurance rates increase with age. Call me at 217-735-4385 and let's lock in those rates before time catches up with you.
The Capsule Food Pantry Co-op is accepting new members. Earn a weekly shopping pass while giving back to your community or attending career readiness classes. Members enjoy a grocery-style setup and shop items specific to their household. Monthly specials, cooking tips, recipes, and item promotions make shopping fun. New inventory on a monthly basis. To sign up or learn more, call us at 217-732-2159 or visit us on the web at capsule.info.
This is Dr. Julianne Popish from Schneider Chiropractic. Are the cold winter temperatures getting you down? An infrared sauna session is exactly what you need. At Schneider Chiropractic, we now offer on-site, private infrared sauna sessions. Infrared saunas provide many health benefits. They have been shown to help with relaxation, detoxification, immune health, heart health, anti-aging, and weight loss. Call our office today, 217-732-2140 to schedule your private infrared sauna session.
Now hiring. Due to increased census, St. Clara's Rehab and Senior Care in Lincoln is adding staff. Now hiring LPNs, RNs, and CNAs. 8-hour and 12-hour shifts plus weekend package are available. If you're looking for an exciting career opportunity where you'll have a chance to make a difference in the lives of others, then this is the perfect fit for you. Apply online at heritageofcare.com/employment.
This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, and you're listening to Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM WLCN.
Second baseman Dave Cash, shortstop Larry Bowen, third baseman Mike Schmidt, left fielder Greg Luzinski, center fielder Gary Maddox. Phillies fever.
We can just let this one roll for a while. I'm good with that.
Welcome back to the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM. On the phone line with us now is Phillies broadcaster Greg Murphy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey,
that was I like that song. I can listen to more of that.
Yeah, we have one Philly fan in Logan County, and that's Lloyd Kirby.
I think I know who that is.
Yeah, he is a Philly fanatic. He does travel well. But thanks for taking some time this morning. You got to be pretty excited. The lockout is over, and now the season's changing. It's getting warmer, except for here in Central Illinois where it's 10 degrees. But there's got to be some excitement in the air where, just a few days ago it was still up in the air and some doubt.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The excitement level turned on a dime late last week when in the middle of the afternoon we got word that baseball had come to an agreement. To me, I was optimistic. I actually thought it would have happened a little bit sooner, maybe last week at that time, and it didn't. But I was holding out hope. So. Yeah, the excitement here in Philadelphia is starting to grow. Our 76ers are kind of captivating the which is good because the Phils can fly under the radar a little bit, get down to Clearwater, Florida, get ready for spring training. But I think there's going to be a lot of excitement once opening day comes around.
Right. Now, did it just get to the point where both sides were like, we got to get this done, and maybe they eased up on their issues a little bit? Or, did they actually kind of hash it out, iron it out, and get what they wanted?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both, honestly. Certainly if the players had agreed to the initial offer that the owners had put out there, that would have been close to $20 million difference in terms of the CBT. It would have been a couple $100,000 difference in terms of base salary. So the numbers did continue to creep towards the players' favor, which I think is really what the players wanted most of all. And then the players gave up little things here and there that they know the owners wanted, including the expanded postseason, which will allow the owners to be able to bring in that extra broadcast money. So I think at the end of the day, it was a true negotiation and compromise. It took a long time. It probably could have gone a little smoother and sooner if they had started working towards it diligently a little earlier. But they got it done. Major League Baseball is going to be back. They're going to play 162. I think at the end of the day, as a baseball fan, we just have to be happy about that.
Right. Now, does spring training start Monday? Is that correct?
Yeah, so players were allowed to report as early as yesterday to their spring training facilities. I know a bunch of our guys were down in Clearwater yesterday. Spring training games are going to start, I believe, as early as the 17th, which is Thursday of this week in Philadelphia. Well, in Clearwater, Florida, the Phillies will play on the 18th. That'll be their first game, so Friday of this week. And then they'll have a pretty demanding schedule in spring training. I mean, it's every day for about 15, 16 days. I think they have a day off and then another 7 games, and then they come north. So they got a lot of work to do to kind of catch up for the time they've missed. But, I'm heading down to spring training next weekend, and the rest of our broadcast team will be doing the same. So once we get down there, I think it'll feel like normal again. It's been probably 2 years since it's felt that way. And so I, for one, can't wait.
Now, there's a lot of free agents out there. When can we expect things to start moving?
Honestly, I'm a little surprised nothing's happened yet.
Right.
I thought for sure that on, I guess it was Thursday night when the agreement came to fruition. That was Thursday afternoon, right? And then, so Thursday night at 7 o'clock, free agency was open. It wouldn't have shocked me if someone signed at 8 o'clock. But it didn't happen. It hasn't happened yet. Yeah. So I guess there's a little bit more work to be done than even I thought in terms of getting some of these guys signed. But I think once one guy signs, as we often see in free agency, then, the dominoes will fall and it'll go boom, boom, boom. So I would expect a fairly busy weekend in terms of free agency. The Phillies certainly need to fill some holes, so they should be active in free agency. Hopefully they get out there and make some moves quickly, and then we'll see what the other teams do as well.
Circling back to there we go. Circling back to the agreement they just signed, it seems like this international draft long-term is going to be a big deal for the owners. I think that's going to probably keep the salaries for new players down a little bit more, whereas I think before the international draft was actually driving the prices up for the internet or for the draft we have here. It was driving up the first-round players a little bit higher every year. So long-term, I think it's going to be a big deal for the owners. I mean, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, honestly, it's not something that I had given a whole lot of thought to until early this week when it became a major issue in the negotiations. And then I went and did a little bit of research to try and figure out what it was that they were arguing about and who it benefits and who it doesn't. And I think you're right to an extent. It hasn't been solved yet. They've kind of tabled it, if I understand correctly, and they're going to continue to work on it. But it is important to have a fair system for the international players. There are so many great players coming from all over the world into our game, which is an important part of growing the sport and keeping it interest in and around the globe. So it's important that those young men get treated correctly. So I think it's something that they should take their time with and should hammer back and forth and really kind of think about the implications before they make a decision. So I kind of like what they did, and kind of tabling it and saying, let's really work on this. And it was interesting to hear some of the former international players come out. David Ortiz, one of them, very strongly about their feelings about all of it. So I thought the Players Association did a really good job protecting their own. And that's what they went into the negotiations trying to do. And I think they did a really good job. And that's a hard thing to do because everybody's different. Even in Major League Baseball, there are the haves and the have-nots at a much different level than normal life, but the haves and the have-nots in terms of salary. And they were able to stay together pretty tightly, which I thought was interesting.
Do you see some big signings in the near future for the Phillies?
Well, I hope so. I do believe
Chris Bryant's looking good.
I'm sorry?
Chris Bryant's looking good.
And Chris Bryant would be a perfect fit for the Phils, and a guy that can play a couple different positions, all three positions which are of need for the Phillies. Obviously, he's a big bat in the middle. Bryce Harper and he are buddies, so that would make Bryce happy, and that's always a good thing. I think Chris Bryant is a very intriguing name. I certainly think he's within the Phillies' grasp. But, there's going to be a lot of other teams that are trying to get Chris Bryant to come play for them as well. So the Phillies are going to have to be aggressive. They're going to have to, really offer him a great deal to get him to Philadelphia. But I think guys like Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, other names like that. There was, before the lockout, Kevin Kiermaier was talked about in a trade situation for the Phils to come play center field. They need outfield help, and they're going to have to add at least one free agent outfielder, and then perhaps a second, or get a guy doing a trade. So, there's some holes to fill. And Dave Dombrowski and his staff, Sam Fold, they're, I'm sure, working morning, noon, and night right now to try and get those filled.
Yeah, like you said, all the other teams are in the same boat. And, I guess for maybe a free agent, maybe can get a little overwhelming, with all these, scenarios and deals that are thrown at them. It could come down to the wire, I guess.
Yeah, but I would imagine if you're a player who doesn't know where he's going to play next year, it's a little different right now in that spring training has begun. So, right. We remember in Philadelphia, Bryce Harper joined the Phillies about 10 days into spring training. But that was an odd situation. I mean, most of the time, these guys sign before spring training, get down there with their new team, and begin. So right now, players are at home, not sure where they're going to play, and guys are down in Arizona and guys are in Florida getting ready for the season. So I think there's going to be a level of angst for the players that aren't signed, and they're going to be telling their agents, get it done. I want to get it done. Bring me the offer. Let's sign it. Kind of thing.
Do I go East Coast or West Coast? Where are we going? We need to get
one-year deal, or
who's going to pay me? How much playing time am I going to get? And let's do it.
Yeah. Speaking of getting things set up, Murph, do you know what your schedule is going to be yet as far as our broadcasters going to travel with the teams? Is it going to be more of a normal year in terms of you being able to get out and about rather than broadcasting all the things from the home stadium?
Yeah. So knock on wood, back to normal. Both the television and the radio broadcasters will be traveling in Philadelphia, and I have not heard of any major league team that has said their broadcasters are not traveling. So I think it's safe to say all 30 teams across the board. Now, there may be an instance where maybe a broadcaster doesn't feel comfortable yet traveling, and he's going to make the choice to stay back and do it from the booth at home. Certainly that would be within anyone's right. But at least for our guys here in Philly, we will be traveling, and I will be traveling with the radio team, and I'm excited about it. So back out on the road and and ready to get things going.
How difficult is that, broadcasting a game from home instead of being right there in the action?
It's extremely difficult. All you have to do is go home tonight and call a game from your television to realize that, because that's exactly what our guys were doing. We have two of the best, and Lloyd, this. Tom McCarthy television, Scott Fransky on radio. I filled in for him. I wouldn't put myself in their category, but those guys are so good at what they do that they're able to get by and make it sound great. But the difficulty level is much, much higher. You are completely relying on the television feed that is coming out of a ballpark that you have no control over. So if you're talking about, a stolen base and they're showing the left fielder, it just doesn't jive if you're on television. Now, radio is a little different in that you can kind of go where you want, but there was many times where the ball was out of sight, and you couldn't tell if it was a fair ball down the left field line, and they just had to wait whether a ball cleared the fence. The camera people across Major League Baseball are phenomenal and some of the best in the world, but they still make mistakes. And if they don't follow the ball, a broadcaster back at home has no recourse. You can't look down on the field and see what's happening. You just got to wait.
Well, now don't shortchange yourself there, Murph. We've got some images of you from your broadcast career on our YouTube feed right now. I see one from 2018 where you're broadcasting from a kayak. Now, that can be too easy to pull off.
I do my best work far away from the booth. That was a lot of fun. I actually did that twice out there in San Francisco. We did it back in 2012, and in that game, I'm trying to remember who it was. Maybe A.J. Burnett, for a Phillies pitcher, hit a home run into the water.
Arrieta, actually.
But I wasn't able to get there in time, so it was kind of cool. But I've done that twice, and I've been so lucky to have so many of those cool experiences over the years all around the country.
Did they ever find the footage of you doing the barrel roll?
They never did. I did get a guy to do a barrel roll. I figured I would flip over and that would be the end of it. I'd sink to the bottom of the bay and that would be it. So I wasn't about to try it, but we did have a guy do a barrel roll for us. It was kind of cool. So.
Yeah, we've got a few different images. We've got one from August 15th, 2019, which I think was one of the most exciting post-game interviews of your career.
Is that Bryce?
That is Bryce. He's getting drenched, and you're getting the shrapnel from it, it looks like.
One of the best for sure. What I remember about that is that my parents were in the crowd that night, right over the Phillies dugout, so only a couple feet from where I was doing that interview. And I remember glancing over and seeing my dad right before I started the interview. And then when I asked Bryce the first question, his first answer was that his mom and dad were up in his suite. But nice. That when he started to round the bases, he looked up and he noticed that the lights were out. They left early from the game, and that they missed it. So I thought that was a lot of fun. Bryce is such a fun guy to be around. He's a terrific person to interview. There are two kinds of play, and you guys probably know this. When you're interviewing someone, there's someone that gives you the answers that you need, and then there's other people who are real thoughtful about thinking about the question and then giving you a very thoughtful answer. And Bryce falls into that second category for sure. So I always enjoy interviewing him, and that was such a special moment at the time. Phils were in the playoff hunt, and it felt pretty magical in that ballpark that night.
And speaking of Bryce Harper, the back end of his contract looks a lot better now that there's a universal DH, doesn't it?
It does, but I'll tell you what, look at his numbers for the first 4 years of his contract. That looks pretty good, too.
That's true.
He's, in my opinion, he's worth every penny, and that's hard to say for a guy that makes that much money. But everything that he brings to the clubhouse, everything that he brings to the field, everything that he brings to the organization, quite frankly, is so genuine and so important. And I think because of all of that, he's been worth everything that they've paid him. So we've been lucky, but now's the time to surround him with the rest of the pieces to get him to the postseason, because that's why you brought him here, of course, and that's what ownership wants. That's what management wants. So that's what they're working on right now, to try to get this team to the postseason for the first time in quite some time.
Now, do you have any insider news, or are you like us where we just constantly looking at our phone for these moves, or do you know something we don't?
I wish I did. I do not. It's funny. I used to be sports reporter, television reporter in town in Philadelphia, and I would have sources and go out and dig for stories and that kind of thing. And if I were doing that role now, I'd be on the phone with agents and I'd be on the phone with different parties in Philadelphia, and that let them go ahead and do it.
Right.
Broadcast team is very different, and we're not in every night and trying to get you. So, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love my time as a.
Who's your favorite interview?
Well, as I said, saying Pollyanna, but I will tell you, when I first started 2012, 13, 14, I'll leave it at that. But right now, in that accessible, they understand our role as broadcast, and I think that certainly helps. And he'll tell you exactly what he's feeling, he's thinking. JT Realmuto, also very quiet. It was so much fun to be around. So Andrew McCutcheon, the same way. What a delight to have him in our clubhouse for the couple of years that we did.
That's how our producer feels about talking to us.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Any thoughts or also I saw they were going to be allowed to have.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. It's happening all over sports. Whatever. I'm a baseball fan, and that felt just wrong. And I think it's level baseball. Yeah. I'm a National League guy. I kind of liked it, and then reverted back to normal last year, and we'd watch the pitchers hit, and I think to myself, okay, I kind of get it. So DH, I'm with the larger bases. Again, I don't think it has much effect at all. If it saves one guy from a knee injury, fine, good, great. I think that's the thought process behind it. That doesn't bother me either.
Well, when are they going to add the extended first base with the orange side?
Season, most people won't even realize that the base is bigger.
No,
it'll look the same. And again, if it saves one guy from stepping on a first baseman's ankle and hurting himself or hurting the first.
And Lloyd's going to enjoy watching Phillies this year.
Well, we look forward to coming out to the mid.
Hoping to come see you in Dodger Stadium this year.
Oh, well, one of the best. Of the best if you've never been there.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the schedule shakes out, but
Billy walk in.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when we're out there in LA, but hopefully we see you out there. I have a daughter in Milwaukee now.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. Well, she was in Cleveland for 2 years. Now just moved out to Milwaukee. So when we head out to play the Brewers, I'll get a chance to get a free trip out there to see her, which is nice. So
well, maybe I'll try to make it up to Wrigley when you're up there, and
there you go.
Catch it.
And, obviously, another great spot. You guys know that one well. So yeah. But if you haven't been to Dodger Stadium, that's one people don't talk about enough. What a beautiful place. Really, really cool place to watch a game. So.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Well, Murph, once again, thanks for taking some time.
My pleasure.
Baseball is back, and that means warmer weather, and
Here's hoping it's snowing here. So
yeah, we got snow here. But it's supposed to be like 50 and then 70s next week. So
there you go. We'll take it.
We'll
take it.
All right. Well,
good
once
to talk
again,
to you
thanks.
guys. Thanks so much for having me on.
We'll talk to you down the road.
Sounds good.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks, Murph.
Bye-bye.
Greg Murphy with the Philadelphia Phillies in the radio booth.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to get somebody on here with some sports.
No doubt.
Wow.
No doubt. Hey, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back. We'll wrap it up here on the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM.
Calling all seniors 60 years or older who desire their independence. Capsule's Meals on Wheels program provides 5 nutritious meals delivered 3 days a week in Logan and Mason County. Meals delivered by volunteers and staff always come with a wellness check and a smile. Program is free for eligible participants with donations accepted on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Let us help you or a loved one maintain their independence at home. Funding is provided by Area Agency on Aging for Lincoln Land and United Way of Logan County.
Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now. Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now.
This is Chris Grau from Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln. You've heard the old adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That still applies today when it comes to car repairs. Finding vehicle problems early before they become big problems can save you hundreds, if not thousands, in the long run. Contact our service department to have your car or truck looked over today. We'll gladly perform a visual inspection and provide a written estimate and let you know what needs to be done right away or what can wait. Call Tub, Nate, or Dave and the service.
Come join the Growl family.
thank you for it. That's right. Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln will outfit every room, plush sectionals, complete dining room sets, and bedroom outfits, perfect for everyone. For more details, stop by the Jake's Furnishings showroom, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Check out their all-new website at jakesfurnishings.com. Phone 735-1.
Joe Ryan here again, if I have a crystal ball, but I will tell you that now is the time. And with a Country Finance 4385.
And residential power distribution products each year, featuring load centers, metering devices, and air conditioning disconnect devices. Eaton is America's choice for top.
Now hiring. Due to increased census, St. Clair's Rehab and Senior Care in Lincoln is adding staff. Now hiring LPNs, RNs, and CNAs. Others, then this is the perfect fit for you. Apply online at heritageofcare.com/employment.
On 96.3 WLC.
And I'm not going to deny it. Scotty doesn't know beep. How you like that, Jim? We got our own beep button. Welcome back to the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM. Jake Johnston, Lloyd Kirby, Jim Ash with you this morning at Jake's Furnishings. I'd like to thank Taylor Richmond, Coach Richmond, coming in. With how are you Illinois fans feeling right now? I met and lose to Indiana yesterday.
Ah, boo.
But you know, it's not a. Jim's happy that I'm here because when I'm not here, it's just a train wreck.
There is no here.
So,
yeah, train wreck.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Makes me feel good.
Scotty doesn't know.
Also, thanks to Coach Rohr for being here.
You say a lot.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's what you said.
Well, thanks to Coach Rohr for showing up.
Yeah.
She has admitted that.
Yep, right there. Right there, boom.
Oh.
Right? Am I right?
That's on the Lloyd there.
Yep.
That's on me.
So, yep. I'm off the hook.
All right.
Oh, you're still on the hook.
Oh. So, guys, you know, obviously we've been talking about it the past half hour. Baseball is back.
Yes.
You got to think that today, tomorrow, there's going to be just moves.
Lots
crazy.
of top free agents out there.
Yeah.
Cubbies are going to sign them all.
Oh, yeah.
Luxury tax does not matter to these guys.
Nope. We're going to win it.
They are not going to rebuild. Dexter Fowler.
He played good when he was with us. Nobody wants to play at St. Louis.
He played good.
St. Louis is boring.
It is?
That's what Chris Bryant said.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't play there.
We'll send him to Philly.
Send him to Philly.
That's a good possibility. But right now, everything's up in the air. Nobody, I mean, there hasn't been really anything even remotely leaked because during the lockout, everything's just shut down. It's locked out.
Man, you really thought that they were probably talking to...
I don't think you can.
Yeah, you got to feel like somebody was behind the scenes doing it. But boy, you know, if that was the case, you would have. Yeah, I feel like you would have seen a barrage of signings day one, just right after it. But yeah, you're not seeing that yet.
Well, you obviously had your talks before, and then the lockout hit, and everything was shut down. I don't know if you talk behind the scenes, if that's considered tampering. I'm sure there's some kind of big illegal something going on there. But yeah, you would think today, tomorrow, there's got to be some moving, and you know, like Murph said, that once that first one signs, then it just kind of gets the ball.
What's a big name, and where do you think he'll sign? Throw one.
Big name?
Just throw one.
Well, you got Kershaw out there. You got Correa. You got Rizzo.
I think Correa's going to sign with Texas Rangers.
Think so?
I'm going to throw that out there.
I think he's.
I think you'll see that in the next day or two.
Yeah, he might. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
They're wanting to open their pocketbooks with their new stadium down there, and I think he'd be a big splash, and he'd be able to keep us home right where it's at.
There you go. Deep in the heart of Texas.
I like Kershaw going to the Cardinals. I do.
I do too.
I think he's a number 3 or number 4 pitcher now.
Clayton Kershaw?
Yeah.
I thought there was a report he signed back with the Dodgers for a year.
Oh, was there?
I thought I saw that last night.
Granky hates St. Louis. He does. He said that before. He was a lot
of people.
He was going to be traded. Last time he got traded,
the whole Kirby talks.
Money talks, and as your career goes on, you grow a little older. Maybe you want to slow down because St. Louis is pretty boring.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. There's shirts that say it.
There's shirts that say it.
And
the Murph.
And the ladies.
Greg Murphy.
And the Murph.
Seniors.
And the Murph and our seniors.
And our listeners for listening.
Yep. It's softball season, folks.
Yeah.
Let's start.
We're gonna be in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Jim said it, so it's true.
I'm fine with that.
Thanks for tuning in to Cheap Seats, WLCN.